Have you ever heard of the Midnight Game? It's one of those old whispered legends you find deep in the corners of the internet. A ritual that promises to open a door to something else. They say it's just a game, a silly challenge for a thrill. But for four friends, Liam, Maya, Chloe, and Ben, it became the longest night of their lives. It started as a joke, a way to spice up a boring Friday night. They gathered in the living room, the house silent except for the ticking of the old grandfather clock in the hall. The rules were simple. They'd read. Write your full name on a piece of paper. Add a single drop of your own blood. Place it by the front door. At the stroke of midnight, knock 22 times, open the door, blow out your candle, and then immediately relight it. You've just invited him in. The Midnight Man. Pace quickened slightly, building tension. Liam, ever the skeptic, scoffed. You guys actually believe this stuff? But he played along. One by one, they pricked their fingers with a pin, wincing as they smeared a tiny crimson dot onto their names. At 11:59, they stood before the door, a single white candle flickering in Maya's trembling hand, casting long dancing shadows that made the familiar room feel alien. The clock began to chime. Bong, 1, 2. On the final strike, Liam started knocking, his knuckles rapping against the wood in a steady beat that echoed through the house. 22 knocks. He twisted the knob and pulled the door open into the black, empty night. Maya took a deep breath and blew. Darkness swallowed them whole. For a terrifying second, there was only silence. Then, a frantic scratching sound. It was Liam, fumbling with the lighter. A click, a spark, and the candle flared back to life. They all laughed, the tension breaking. See? Nothing, Liam said, his voice a little too loud. Tone drops to a whisper, more intense. But then, the flame flickered wildly, as if caught in a sudden draft, though the door was now shut tight. A cold spot drifted through the room, raising goosebumps on their arms. That's when they heard it. A soft, raspy sound from the far corner of the room. It wasn't one of them. It was a slow, deep breath, an inhale, and an exhale that didn't belong. The candle flame leaned sideways, pointing directly toward the dark corner, its light too weak to reveal what was there. Another breath, closer this time. They were frozen, their eyes wide in the flickering light. They had wanted a thrill, a little scare to tell their friends about. But as the candle suddenly extinguished itself, plunging them into absolute darkness with the sound of that unseen breath right beside them, they knew they had made a terrible mistake. They weren't alone in the house anymore. The game was real, and they were losing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy stories like these, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more. Stay safe out there.